What's going on today? We are going to be talking about Roth IRA. What is why you need to get one of these and how you can actually become a millionaire through investing into Roth IRA with a very little risk. What's going on, guys? My name is Rich Podric, and we welcome back to the channel. On this channel, we talk about all investing. Personal finance and entrepreneurships. So if you are new here, you might want to consider subscribe so that you don't miss any videos like this one. And guys, this is going to be one of the most important videos that I have made in quite a while. This is something that if you stick through with this and you utilize the Roth IRA, which is essentially just a gift or the loophole to investing given to you by the federal government. You have then extremely high chances of having hundreds of the thousands, probably millions of the dollars in untaxed income. Now, this is by far one of the best ways to invest, especially if you are young and if you are not making a lot of the money. Right now, what is perfect? It is absolutely perfect for the Roth IRA. So first of all, we need to understand what Roth IRA is, and there's a lot of the confusion and the misconceptions over wealth. I raise, but essentially, Roth IRA in itself is nothing all rights. So think of it like shell or empty houses, and you can fill this house with any type of the investments of your choosing. So the great news about this is that if you are hand pick stocks, you can do this through Roth IRA, and you can save tens of the thousands of the dollars in the process. Now I will explain this in just a minute why you can do this, but if you can't put just about any type of financial assets imaginable into the Roth IRA, so this means stocks, bonds, CDS, banks, accounts, mutual funds, ETFs, and sweeping of the other financial assets. Now, ERA stands of individual retirement account, and you can put up to $5,500 into this account per year. As if 2017, and when you turn 59 and a half a year old, you can take out all of this money that have been piling up and compound it's all tax free. So you already paid your taxes on this when you initially invested your money. Alright, so let's say you have a job and you put $5,500 a year into your Roth IRA account. Now, what money that you're putting into a Roth IRA account has already been taxed by the federal government, and let's say that your original $5,500 turns into, say, $7,000 over the course of the year. Now you're just made $1,500 this year, and you don't owe a single penny of that money to the federal government. Now, this is the opera to need to make the untaxed income in the US. It's incredibly difficult to come by it in the US to see an opportunity to make the untaxed income. So if you definitely want to take advantage of this, nothing if you are just think about it if you are not using Roth IRA, and you would be paying capital gains tax on your investments. Earnings paying long term and short term we get capital gains tax, which probably aren't going to be any lower than your retire, especially considering the fact that current tax rates are very low. Low right now in the comparison to their historical rates. So some people are concerned that once they put money into their ERA, that they maybe won't be allowed to withdraw the money from that account without paying the 20 until the 59 and a half of the years old. But there's the things, guys, you can at any time withdraw your initial contributions from Roth ERA account. So if you invest $3,000 in the Roth IRA account, you will be able to take out of the full amount without having any penalty. The only thing you can't do is to withdraw to the money that you earned in your account until you're 59 and a half a year old. Without a plenty now of the course, if you ever needed to take out of the like all your money, you can certainly do that, but you will pay the plenty you are taking out your earnings on your Roth ERA account before you turn 59 and a half years old. Now, if you are young, the Roth ERA account is definitely something that you are gonna want to take advantage of. And there's two reasons for this. First of all, are the younger you start investing, so the more times your money has compound. And as quoted by Albert Einstein himself, compounded interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He would understand it earns it, and he would doesn't pay it. So that's just the nine with quote there that I like to live by with. Compound interest is really amazing. That's what you can do with compound interest. So guys, take advantage of the compound your money when you're young. It's gonna to have any massive effects on your net worth in the future, but the second reason why it's so great to utilize the Roth ERA at a young age is because the money that you are putting into your Roth ERA account is post-tax money. And if you're young, well, you're probably not making the great deal of the money, which means you probably are in the lower tax brackets, meaning then you might only pay like 10 or 15% tax on your initial investments instead of the paying 39+% tax when you are ready to start using the money. And so this kind of goes to show that if you are making the considerable amount of the money, that Roth ERA is probably not for you. You want to be a lower tax bracket when you're investing into a Roth ERA, and eventually at some point you're probably going to want to veer away from the investings in the Roth ERA. When maybe you're in your 30s, your 40s, once you're making more money than you were making when you were say 22 years old, paying 15% tax rate. So eventually you're going to want to get away from your Roth ERA, going to maybe just a traditional ERA. But let me just ask you a questions. Do you think it's possible to make $1 million in ultra taxed income using just the Roth ERA? Well, of course you can become the overwisest. I know I wouldn't bring it up, so just take a look at this chart. If you have started at age of 18 and you invested in the maximum amount allowed in the Roth ERA account, every unit which is 5,500, your account will be worth over $1.3 million at that's assuming the 7% growth rate. There is the good chances that you can see a much higher growth rates, especially if you are diligent about investing and you are reading books and you are talking all this information is gaining experience. And even sometimes something such as 9% annual growth rates can increase your Roth ERA to nearly $2.5 million. And the best part about this is that these numbers are after inflation. Inflation is usually about 2 to 3% per year, and I already accounted for that in this calculation. So guys, I'm begging you to just go out and open the Roth ERA account immediately after this video. Don't wait until after dinner. Don't wait until you have enough money to invest, because you can start the Roth ERA account with literally only a few dollars and just get the ball rolling. It is so easy to just push this off until tomorrow, and you know exactly how that works. You know how tomorrow turns into the next weeks, which turns into the next months, which turns into the next year, which turns into the never. So just get it started, and you will see what you know. Maybe even if you don't invest that much in Indian Rose ERA account, it's the great idea. I mean, I'm only 19 years old and I started when I was 11, but I always knew about the Rose ERA. I always knew how the great an opportunity it was. You know what happened? I considered to push it off year after year until I finally opened the Rose ERA account last year at the age of the 18. So guys, go out and open your ERA account immediately after watching this video. Thanks so much for watching, and just remember that you and only you are responsible for the financial decisions that you make. So just keep that in mind. You have control of your financial futures. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you. If you have any requests for videos, let me know in the comment sections below. As well, thanks for, so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.